What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a nice Dino Mist duel for you guys to check out. I still feel like Dino Mist is a very underappreciated deck. They actually do have some incredibly strong cards, and the fact that the entire archetype is like machine based and water based is still really good because it gives you access to some really good stun monsters like Cyber Dragon Infinity. You can make totally awesome by way of Bahamut Shark, and I think that the entire Yu-Gi-Oh community, for the most part, has just kind of forgotten that Heavy Metaphors Electromite is still like a top 3 link monster in the game. Maybe you want to put Firewall Dragon at the one spot, and then I guess it's kind of like player preference where you put Isolde and Electromite. But this card is still absolutely ridiculous, and I think that Worlds has caused a lot of people to just kind of have this out of sight, out of mind mentality when it comes to pendulum decks in general, because Electromite was limited to 1, Dark Worm was limited to 1, so many OCG hits, so that pendulums really weren't viable. They didn't have much representation, but this deck actually took a top 8 spots at the Fort Worth Regionals in Texas over last weekend, so Dino Mists are still legitimate. And keep in mind, the pendulum skills themselves stop your dudes from being, or they give you protection from targeting and destruction. It can actually be pretty good. So he's facing off against Pure Sky Strikers in this duel, and man, that is Hand Trap City right there. Now, it's not the greatest opening, but the good thing about Sky Strikers is you really don't need much of any cards to kind of go plus. You see him just activate Hornet Drones, put the Hornet Drones back in his hand. Shizuku's just going to give him another surge, so he's basically setting himself up for future turns. And I mean, he has so many hand traps. He's got Droll, he has the Joyous Spring, or excuse me, the Ash Blossom. Maybe you could argue that if he doesn't know what deck he's playing against, he could probably use Widow Anchor, just another defensive card. But generally, if you have Ash Blossom and Droll, you would not expect to get, like, you wouldn't expect Goki to wreck you with that many cards in your hand to, like, defend yourself. So he's just actually going to summon his Pterodactyl and attack, and that's a +1 for Dino Mist, so I'll take that. I believe he's going to Pendulum Summon 3. Yeah, Pendulum Summons 3, goes for Electromite. It's all gravy at this point. And then he makes an interesting play. I thought maybe he was actually going to go for Bahamut Shark and then go totally awesome. That would have been nice because it would have given him a stun card, and that would have been pretty cool. But he actually goes for Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark, and this guy's okay when it does leave the field. It can give you one of your monsters from the graveyard on field, so he can use his Dino Mist Howling, which he is going to activate immediately. I believe he's going to go into Kagari again. Okay, so he's just juggling the Hornet bit at this point. He goes for Cerberus. He's going to pop the Shark, and basically it's just going to give him one of his Dino Mist monsters back. That's unfortunate because now he does have that bounce ability online, and he's going to use it to bounce the Wind Hayate, the Wind Sky Striker. Now Sky Striker is still doing okay because Shizuku is just giving him, like, he's just basically just getting free searches after free searches. But the problem is, you cannot leave an Electromite on the field. It's like one of those cards like Summon Sorcerers. You can't leave this card on the field because now you kind of have to use an Ash Blossom just so your opponent doesn't draw. But the thing about Dino Mist is, even when the cards are popped, he's just going to add it to his hand and then just reactivate it. Now he can Pendulum 2 from his extra deck, so now he's going for a real legitimate stun monster. Cyber Dragon Infinity is going to suck up that Mermaid. He is going to attack over Shizuku. I think he maybe got a little baited here. So Ray's going to activate, and he negates the Ray, which look what he has face down waiting for him. He's got that Scapegoat. So that wasn't, I don't know if I would have negated it, but I think it's legit. I think it's fine because you wouldn't expect one face down to be, such a powerful card as Scapegoat. But who's really getting debated here? Because he's got a bottomless trap hole set. Looks like he's trying to play that Farfadot deck. He goes Firewall Pass. That's going to get bottomless. And at this point, he's in a really good position because his Cyber Dragon Infinity is back online, so when he tries to activate the multi-roll, like, that's going to get negated, and he does get Afterburner off. The problem is Cyber Dragon Infinity is already negated 2 cards, and when he does blow up this Dino Mist Pendulum Scale, that's bad too, because obviously Electromite's just going to let him draw a card. So really, did you get anywhere? And he actually got a Pendulum 6, so he's just going to activate it, and now he got 1 card deeper in his deck, so he gets to Pendulum Summon 3 monsters instead of just like 1, or excuse me, instead of just 2, and that's pretty much the end of the duel. So I feel like Dino Mist right now, they're at a point where they have a good amount of explosiveness and stun, and I don't know, I feel like it's a legitimate deck. As long as Electromite doesn't get like hit to 1 on our next ban list, I feel like it can be maybe like a tier 2-ish sleeper deck for future formats. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this short little duel. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos. Oh, you know what? Also, I'm gonna have the link to the regional deck because I'm sure that some people might just be interested in that. I'll have it in the description of this video for anybody who just wants to check it out. It's very recent, so it's just within the last couple of weeks.